Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today we talk Heresy Academy. Yeah, I know, a little late, still doing it. So, welcome to the Heresy Academy cadets. Let's start. Part 1, the basics. In the far future of the 31st millennium, humanity has taken to the stars. The Emperor declared the Great Crusade of Humanity to reclaim the stars as they are humanity's birthright. These days are long gone now, and his anointed war master, favored of the Emperor's sons, led the crusade until now. Horus prepared his betrayal meticulously, and the heresy began on Istvan III, where Horus tried to get rid of the loyal parts of his legions, but was spoiled by a handful of legendary commanders, the likes of Sol Tarvitz, Gabriel Loken, Nathaniel Garrow. Thus, the Horus Heresy began. This is where the journey starts. The Age of Darkness Horus Heresy game is a historical wargame about the human civil war set in the fictional universe of Warhammer 40k. So, why do I point out historical? Basically, the stage is set. For example, all participants in the war and the factions are set, but the black books from Forge Worlds gives us some awesome ways to express ourselves, for example, Black Shields, Shattered Legions, and so on. It's a grander scale wargame, generally played with higher amounts of points per side, which means Heresy games usually are 3,000 points games, 3,500 point games, and the game is balanced that way. So it was a very destructive war, and that is reflected in the game itself. So, part 2 for now is the participants. So, Legiones Astartes. Legiones Astartes are the main participants in the war. Their primarchs and legions either stayed loyal or betrayed the Imperium. So, now we go to the Loyalist legions. Dark Angels, a knightly brotherhood of secretive legionnaires with an assortment of arcane weapons and specialized forces. So if you like knightly dudes with a little notch for secrets, you might like the Dark Angels. White Scars, they laugh and ride into Death's face, a highly mobile legion of unmatched skill by riding the bikes of the Legiones Astartes. So basically, if you love the Legiones Astartes and the mobility options of them with the land speeders, with the jet bikes and the flyers, the White Scars are maybe a legion you want to look into. Space Wolves. The Emperor's executioners are savage close combat fighters that relish nothing more than seeing the enemy eye to eye, blade to blade. So the Space Wolves are one of the more dedicated melee legions, and that's where they excel. They love to charge the enemy because they get bonuses from that, and so maybe if you like melee and you like the Space Wolves, you should collect them. 7th Legion Imperial Fists. The exemplars of the Imperial Masters of Void Warfare and Defense. Templar Brethren are at the top of martial prowess amongst the legions, which means the Imperial Fists, Masters of Defense and of Void Warfare. They have good breaches, good defensive buffs. If you like European Knights with a lot of defensive buffs, then you should play the Imperial Fists. Blood Angels. The Blood Angels are renowned for being stalwart patriots of the Imperium, but their controlled rage sparks fear in the enemies of the Emperor. So the Blood Angels are another dedicated combat legion, also getting buffs from charging the enemy that result in wounding the enemy better. So you want to get as many troops into melee combat with the Blood Angels as you can. The Iron Hands. The Iron Hands is by far the most skilled legion when it comes to technical skill and vehicular warfare. Their relentless assault have forced many enemies of humanity to perish. So the Iron Hands are a vehicle-focused legion, and they have many buffs for that. So if you like painting vehicles and all the awesome stuff you can do with vehicles, you should consider the Iron Hands. Ultramarines. The nominally biggest legion, the Ultramarines, heralds of 500 worlds of Ultramar, are impeccable tacticians and military geniuses. So the Ultramarines are a legion that's, you maybe know the Ultramarines from Warhammer 40k. They are very good with combining units for the to the best effect. So that's where the tactics thing comes from. So if you like blue and gold, you should consider the Ultramarines. Salamanders. The Drakes of Nocturne are the masters of flame and artisanship. No legion has access to more mastercrafted wargear than the Salamanders, and their skill with heat-based weapons is unmatched. So, the Salamanders are a mid to close range shooting army that has a lot of punch in melee. So if you like flamers, melters, and getting close with your enemy to see them burn to a crisp, you might consider the Salamanders. Raven Guard. Even though the Legiones Astartes are mostly known for their gene-enhanced strength and toughness, the Raven Guards use their skill for stealth and misdirection tactics. So usually when you think an Astartes is like one dude that can match 100 soldiers of the enemy. This is true with the Raven Guard, but the Raven Guard also excel at misdirection tactics and stealth. So you might get drawn out of your position to get sniped by a gene-enhanced monster that is the Space Marine. So now we go to the traitor legions. Emperor's children, always striving for perfection, their obsession with it caused their downfall. Their sonic weaponry is unique amongst the legions. So the Emperor's children are a legion that is very regal. That's why they have a regal purple. And they have some unique weapons and some unique mechanics for their playstyle, because the downfall of the Emperor's children was pretty rapid after the Heresy began. Iron Warriors, bitter siege engineers with a vast fleet of vehicles, the Iron Warriors fell to the neglect of the Imperium while taking down the strongest fortifications of the most remote parts in the galaxy. So if you flip a coin, Iron Warriors are the one side and Imperial Fists are the other. Iron Warriors are siege masters. They are incredibly good at shooting at things, but they are also good at receiving fire. So if you want to have a gunline army, like with a lot of tanks and a lot of artillery, the Iron Warriors are your choice. Knights Lords. Merciless killers from the streets of Nostramo. These Astartes favor fear and terror tactics. They adorn their armor with the skin of their victims. So the Night Lords are a very cool legion. You can do awesome things with them aesthetically, with the painting of the lightning bolts on their armor. But their playing style is very glass cannon like. You have huge squads of troops to overpower other units, because if you overpower them, you get buffs in melee. World Eaters. The World Eaters changed when Andron took over, implementing the Butcher's Nails in the Legion, turning them into a legion of maniacs, not caring for their own lives and only seeking slaughter. So the pinnacle of melee legions is the World Eaters. They are basically Khorne berserkers before they have fully embraced Khorne. If you want large blobs of infantry with chain axes to hack at your enemy, then you wanna play the World Eaters. Also, you can do awesome things with a painting scheme. Death Guard. Mortarion's Death Guard favor close-range firefights with their chemical weapons and their preference for heavy infantry. So the Death Guard like close-range firefights with their cannon flamers, but they also love dreadnoughts and Terminators. They are the only legion with 2 Terminator units. So if you like Terminators, if you like loads of infantry, Death Guard are yours. Thousand Sons. The Psychers of Prospero have an unrivaled knowledge of the warp, and are amongst the most dangerous of the Astartes. But hubris often comes before the fall. So, sadly, the sons of Prospero, the sons of Magnus, fell due to the hubris of their Primarch to Heresy. But they are the legion that uses Psychers the most and the best. Also, the candy red color scheme, if it's done right, awesome souls. Nobody is going to be able to move their eyes from a good candy red Thousand Sons army. Sons of Horus, the Legion of the War Master. They were supposed to be the brightest star in the Imperium, but they fell the deepest, falling back onto Chthonian gang customs after initial fighting on Istvan. So the Sons of Horus are a legion that is good at everything a little bit. So, just like you would expect the favorite legion of the Imperium to be. If you like close combat, if you like cool modeling options on your units with mirror coins and so on, and you like a very nice green color scheme, I would tell you maybe take a look at the Sons of Horus. Wordbearers. The Masters of Faith, these fearless legionnaires were the architects of the heresy, and they used invocations of the warp to strengthen their troops. First of all, it's hard to make the wordbearers run, but also they use like demonology to enhance their troops, so it's very cool. And you can maybe pick use a few bits from the Chaos Space Marine range to make your wordbearers look more chaosy, because basically they were the first Chaos Space Marines, so they are very cool. Alpha Legion. This legion is specialized in counter-espionage and infiltration. Once they gauge the strength of the enemy, they attack in full force. So the Alpha Legion have a cool metallic blue-green scheme, and they you can play them either way. So they have buffs for each playing style, and that's how the Alpha Legion operates. So they gauge your strength, they through espionage and counterintelligence and so on, and then they attack in full force. Other factions. Mechanicum, the priesthood of Mars, fields the most advanced tech in the setting. The Automata, tanks, and the mighty Collegia Titanica are at their disposal to destroy anyone who they deem unholy, impure, or heretical. The Tagmata Omnissiah focuses on huge creatures or large tanks. So the Mechanicum is cool because they are like completely alien to the setting, so they don't look like humans, their troops don't play like humans, they tend to have more wounds, they tend to have some odd weapons, and that's how you can really spice up your heresy modeling experience and gaming experience while choosing to play Mechanicum. Talents of the Emperor. The talents of the Emperor are made up by the Witch Seeker cadre of the Sisters of Silence or the Custodes, the Emperor's bodyguard. The Sisters of Silence are gnolls that weaken the warp around them. The Emperor made them to battle the supernatural, while the Custodes are his bodyguard, each a formidable champion of humanity on his own. Every Custodes is a match for the enemy's strongest, and their war gear is peerless. Everybody knows the Golden Banana Boys. Everybody, we love them. With the Sisters of Silence, you can counter demon armies, and the Thousand Sons, for example, with the Custodes, you have just a very small and elite force of super dudes who beat up the enemy pretty hard. Solo Auxilia, the best non-augmented troops of the Imperium. They are all equipped with the finest war gear of the Imperial Army, equipped with fully sealed suits so they can wage war in the most hostile environments of the Great Crusade and later in the Heresy. So these Solo Auxilia are like your stormtroopers from the Imperium, but as a whole army, not just a formation within the army. So you have stormtroopers of the Imperium in like masses. What they lack in the stat line of an Astartes, they can make well with being a lot of troopers and having decent war gear. The Imperial Army are the untold billions and the main force of the Great Crusade. So I know the flavor text for them isn't as big, but that's basically them. They are the most highly customizable army in the game. You can do whatever you like with them. Hordes of zombie warriors. You can do elite troops with transports, mobile infantry. You can do tank battalions. You can do whatever you wish. Very awesome. And now, the demons of the wolf. Malicious beings that wait for the perfect moment to strike. So the demons of the wolf are also a playable army in the Horus Heresy, and also they are highly customizable, and you can use any models for them. So whatever you find a demon looks like, you could use that model to represent it. Okay, thank you all for listening. That has been the first part of the Heresy Academy, setting the stage for setting the stage. So if you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and subscribe. Maybe share the video with your friends, and thank you all for listening. Have a good one, and bye bye.